The beginning of the end. Oh my goodness. So I came across this story about this VC firm, but I wanted to talk about the beginning of the end. And I'm not trying to fearmonger, but I'm letting people know that this is the route that they're headed, okay? That this is in fact the beginning of the end, and it will be the end if Trump becomes president. Because one thing I've noticed throughout history, if you study history, especially Black American history, is that anytime these wicked individuals, these groups try to ostensibly help Black Americans, right? Under the veneer of, hey, we want to help you, that they always leave themselves a back door. That's what I've always known. There's always some type of back door in anything they put forward. For example, when it comes to Civil Rights Act, they're currently, I would have never thought that the Civil Rights Act, something that was made for Black Americans due to the discrimination that wasn't happening to whites, wasn't happening to Asians, Mexicans, anyone else, was happening to Black Americans in this country. And many other groups supported that discrimination. It was made for us. I never in my life thought that people would somehow use the Civil Rights Act against Black Americans. Like, I never once crossed my mind. And I think that's where this whole concept of naivete comes into being with Black Americans, because we weren't taught the level of trickery, the level of deceitfulness, the tactics that many of these individuals, many of these groups use in modern day. Many of the dominant society, these racists use presently and have used throughout history. For another example, when it comes to affirmative action, we're like, okay, finally, right? Because they have done so much wickedness to Black Americans in this country. Finally, you still put an end to the wickedness. And it's like, well, great. You put an end to the wickedness legally. Well, now it's time for you to repair the pain and suffering you've caused from this wickedness. And that's where it never happens. That's where they fumble like, oh, and it's not so much as a level of incompetence. It's very much competent. They're competently wicked. They're competently evil. For when you have an affirmative action, then you have, oh, we're going to help you, but we're also going to label it under, minorities. Now, for Black people, we've been the only minority in this country that has been plagued with such evil from these ignorants, right? From these demons. So we're like, of course that means us. Sure enough, what does that mean? It's all encompassing. White women, of course, is a minority. Asians is a minority. Native Americans is a minority. The handicapped are a minority. And sure enough, something that was ostensibly used or put forth to better us for the harms they did to us, we are now pushed to the back of the bus. And this is a common theme in this country towards Black Americans. And I say that to say this in regards to this story. You have this VC who started this grant program to help Black women business owners. Now, upon them doing this, it happened to cause the ire of I believe 3 white women. That's what had happened. Okay, they don't specify the color of these women, but if the grant is for Black women, well, we already know what it's going to be. It's either going to be Asian or white who are looking for grants for loans if you look at the data. But we'll say these 3 white women have now filed a lawsuit, and it was a lawsuit that was brought on by a Republican-leaning, a right-leaning organization. They're filing the lawsuit on behalf of these women. Now, what has happened is that the grant program has been declined. And the reason why there's been declined is because, that's right, you guessed it, the Civil Rights Act. That's correct. They're saying that this is discriminatory towards non-Black women.
They are running a program which excludes people who are male. It also excludes people who are white or do not fit their definition of a student of color.
So I want you to think about this. The same group of demons, the same group of demonically possessed individuals, the same dominant group that's constantly wanting to tell us, hey, lift yourself up by the bootstraps, do better. Why can't you grow? Why don't you just keep working? Just work hard and get your stuff together. When we in fact do this and we're like, okay, well, we are going to work hard, and what we want to do is we want to have a grant to help other hardworking black women, to help other hardworking black men. What do? They turn around and try to use something that was granted to protect us from their discrimination, from their hatred. They have used what God turned for good, they have used it for wicked, for evil.
A conservative advocate with the Equal Protection Project says MIT's Creative Women of Knowledge program is discriminatory. The complaint says that's because it only allows undergraduate women of color to apply.
Well, I'm white and I can't get into the program. What makes this even worse, and why this is pertaining to the election, I would argue, is that out of the 3 appeals judges, only one wrote a dissenting opinion. That one was appointed by Obama. The other 2 was appointed by Trump. That's correct. And what the Obama appointed judge was saying is that, hey, this is you all complaining about nothing. There is nothing that shows that you guys even applied for the grant. There's nothing that shows that. You just wanted to target a black business. You wanted to target something that would benefit black people. That's it. And at the end of the day, that's all that's about. All it's about, and it's unfortunately a reoccurring thing that we've seen throughout history, is just to target black Americans, just to target black people, just to poke the bear constantly. They try to do something, let's destroy it. They try to do this, let's destroy it. And they have created a system, a legal system that supports and bolsters that behavior, that wickedness. So it's a shame to see. It's truly a shame to see. I think this is even, you can say wherever you want about Biden, about the Democrats, but it was the 2 Trump-appointed judges that turned this down. I'm just letting you all know, this is having real-world ramifications. And those real-world ramifications for someone who is posturing and pandering to a demographic, a group that does not like us, will never benefit us. It will never benefit us in the long run. In the long run, you may be having fun during the 4 years, like, oh, this is great, but you will have, I'm telling you, will have a coming to Jesus moment once he's out of office, once the nonsense, the judges, the people who's appointed, the regulations, the policies, the laws that have been implemented, they will come back and bite you in the butt as they are doing right now. It's truly a marvel to see the level of deceit and wickedness that these people play. It's 60 chess, except with evil. Anyways, guys, that's the video. Let me know what you guys think. Whether or not you believe, look, what y'all need any black grants for anyway, okay? Why can't I get a grant, okay? Because I'm white? That's racism, Lucas. That's racism. Or if you happen to believe, this is exactly what they've done. They have managed to malign and bastardize our history due to their ignorance, due to their feeble-minded selves. That's what they've done. And they are nothing more than fodder for the white elites who use them to get their political agendas across. And those political agendas will always come at the detriment of black Americans. Always. Historically and even presently. Always. Anyways, if you happen to disagree, you know where to find me. Friday through Sunday, you call in Disagreement Day. We'll talk it out. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to like, share, comment. Let me know what you guys think. And subscribe. And all that fun stuff. Till next time, guys, be amazing. That's right. You guessed it. The Civil Rights Act.